The silent war, viruses, diseases, and their hidden impact on history. Have you ever thought that the most decisive battles in history were not fought with swords and cannons, but with invisible biological enemies? Prepare yourself for a fascinating and disturbing journey through centuries of conflict, where viruses and diseases have shaped empires, decided fates, and rewritten the course of civilization. If you also love discovering hidden truths, forgotten stories, and events that changed the world without anyone knowing, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Every week, a new revelation awaits you. Military history is full of heroes and strategies, but it often forgets the devastating role of disease. Before the 20th century, infectious diseases killed more soldiers than enemy fire. Imagine an army decimated not by bullets, but by an invisible and unstoppable enemy. For the first 145 years of American warfare, infectious disease was the leading cause of death in the military. This period, from 1775 to 1918, is known as the Age of Disease. A time when an army's survival depended as much on its prowess in battle as on its ability to withstand disease. Disease not only decimated troops, it could also determine the outcome of a war. An epidemic could drain military resources, compromise logistics, and affect strategy. Consider a commander forced to retreat not because of enemy strength, but because a disease spread through his ranks. The Peloponnesian War, a conflict that marked the history of ancient Greece, was marred by a typhus epidemic. The plague struck Athens, killing a third of the population, including its leader Pericles. Imagine the impact of such a loss on the city's strategy and morale. The Black Death, one of the most devastating pandemics in human history, is thought to have been spread by fleas living on rats brought to Europe by ships returning soldiers from the Crimean War. This epidemic not only killed millions of people, but is also thought to have contributed to the end of feudalism, radically transforming European society. World War I, a conflict that redefined the geopolitical landscape of the 20th century, was precipitated by an influenza pandemic that began in January 1918. This pandemic, which ultimately killed an estimated 50 million people worldwide, weakened the belligerent nations and contributed to the end of the war in November 1918. Wars create ideal conditions for disease to spread. Overcrowded environments, precarious living conditions, and high stress weaken the immune system and favor the transmission of pathogens. Imagine a battlefield, a hotbed of infections waiting to explode. Poor hygiene conditions, such as contaminated food and water, facilitate the spread of diseases such as cholera, typhus, and dysentery. During the Napoleonic Wars, these diseases decimated armies, causing more casualties than the fighting itself. Promiscuity and lack of hygiene in military camps create a breeding ground for sexually transmitted diseases. These infections, often overlooked, can have devastating consequences on the health and fighting ability of soldiers. What do you think so far? Leave a like on the video and a comment with your theory according to this topic. And if you want to continue this journey into the secrets of history and little-known facts, click on subscribe. Medical advances, particularly in the development of vaccines and antibiotics, have reversed the trend of disease deaths in war. World War II marked a turning point, with a significant decline in deaths from infections compared to previous conflicts. The implementation of sanitary measures, such as the construction of latrines and water purification, has helped control the spread of diarrheal and dysenteric diseases. These simple measures, often overlooked, have saved countless lives. Vaccines against smallpox and typhoid have proven effective in protecting soldiers from these deadly diseases. Mass vaccination has become standard practice in modern armies, dramatically reducing the incidence of these infections. The COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the world's vulnerability to biological threats. The United Nations has called for a global ceasefire to support the fight against the coronavirus, but conflicts have continued in many parts of the world. The pandemic has not stopped ongoing conflicts, and ceasefires have proven difficult to implement. In some areas, the pandemic has even exacerbated existing tensions, making it even more difficult to achieve peace. The collapse of economies due to pandemics could trigger antagonisms between countries. Scarcity of resources could lead to cuts in military spending, but also to fiercer competition for control of remaining resources. History teaches us that disease and war are often intertwined. Understanding this relationship is essential to prepare for the challenges of the future. Investing in medical research, strengthening health systems, and promoting international cooperation are essential steps to protect the world from biological threats. Before we get to the finale, remember to join our community of true story and hidden historical facts enthusiasts. Sign up, activate the bell, and discover something that no one has ever told you every week. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown that an infectious disease can have a devastating impact on society, the economy, and global security. It is essential to learn from this experience and take measures to prevent future pandemics. History offers us valuable lessons on how to deal with pandemics and mitigate their impact on conflict. Ignoring these lessons would be an unforgivable mistake. The war against viruses and diseases is an ongoing battle. We must learn from the past, invest in the present, and prepare for the future. Only then can we protect our world from these invisible threats. We invite you to share this video with your friends and family to raise awareness about the importance of medical research and international cooperation. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the latest scientific discoveries and the global challenges we face. Support organizations working to fight infectious diseases and promote global health. Every small gesture can make a difference in the fight against these invisible enemies. Together, we can build a healthier and safer future for all.